How's it going? What's up? What's up? I'm just waiting for a couple people to show up. Here we got what do we have here? Just checking them out. How's it going, bro? How's it going? Okay, more and more people coming on. That's good. There you go. Logged in. Six people. Okay. Well, if you have any questions, you can type them in. But today is going to be a little bit different because I'm going to talk about who I am. Okay. See, this afternoon I was reading something and I noticed that the character in that book was so uh, clearly explained, and you know what it's like. I mean, you study something, you read something, your mind goes into all kinds of different directions, right? So my mind went into, damn, I think my followers don't really know me that well. I mean, you know something about me, you know a couple of things about me if you've been following me, and if you saw the notification, you're probably somebody that follows me. Maybe you study in one of my programs. Maybe you got some of my courses, but the point is, I never clearly laid out who I actually am, right? Like you barely know anything about me. Well, here's the thing. I was born on October 8th, 1984, in Germany, okay, Bavaria. That's where I was born, in Bavaria, which is the southern part of Germany. Well, I have a couple of older siblings. Um, both my mom and dad were not practicing, although my dad had precognitive dreams and he would uh, tell us about it and all that. But what's magical in my family or practicing magicians are it skipped a generation, if that makes sense. Okay? So my grandmother on both sides actually were involved with witchcraft and stuff like that. Okay, so I had a pretty normal childhood, I would say, and nothing. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I had parents that did their best, and both parents were together. Now, at around 12 years old, I had an accident, okay? And that led to a near-death experience. And I was dead for a short amount of time, for a couple minutes. But when you're in that other state, when you're out of body, it seems much longer. It's like a much longer time. And I had all kinds of experiences in that state. Now, long story short, I came back, and I had been told that my life was going to change very soon, very soon, and it did. A couple months later, I was around 13 at that time. I had a teacher. She was about to retire, and at that point, I had already had a lot of how can you call it poltergeist phenomena. Right after that experience, when I had died and told that my life was going to change, something had changed within me. Okay, so the world showed me a different face. Where I mean, there's so many things that happened afterwards in terms of spiritual context, precognition, picking up people's thoughts, or knowing what was going to happen, seeing spirits at night, okay, seeing them floating above me, and then creating different circumstances around me, whispering in my ear, telling me what's going to happen here, what's going to happen there. Never mind. Around 13, yeah, I had that teacher that was about to retire, and she told me on a last day, she told me, or she, struck up a conversation with me. And she told me, Frank, I've been observing you a little bit, and I want to invite you to my home, which is, yeah, it's a little bit weird, but she was a very nice lady. So I agreed. And when I was at her home, she laid out a deck of cards for me. Okay. And she told me, listen, this thing, magic and all that, witchcraft, this is real stuff. And she told me about our past lives, what she was practicing. Well, it turned out she was a member of a magical order, a satanic order, actually. And bottom line, she told me that I should get into this, that she was willing to get me in contact with somebody that would teach me. And there was actually somebody else in the room as well, an older gentleman. Um, Bottom line, she laid out a deck of cards for me, and she had me. Then after the reading, she had me draw another card of that deck, and she told me, "You need to pick your destiny now, Frank. You need to pick your destiny." And I picked up the card and was the light bearer, Lucifer. All right. Now, after that, my training started basically at, yeah, 13, and we had to. I mean, you can't tell your parents I'm going to like some occult training, right? You don't tell them that. But so we said it was like additional courses, in science and whatever. Okay, but I was actually getting training in the metaphysics, the occult, witchcraft, and all of that. So many years forward, around yeah, right around 21. I mean, I had become a. I mean, I had gone through a lot of training, man. I'd gone through a lot of trainings, a lot of different orders and all that. But around 21, then I got involved with another current. You call it current, but up until that point, right at that point, I have been very much involved with anti-cosmic Satanism, right? And this is when spirits of another current uh, would show up in my life. Okay, and I would be called into the more African traditional stuff, and then I got contacted by people in that, or my padrino in the, who's in that uh, current, obviously, right? And I got offered initiation in a whole different system. But the point is this: see, you have to understand that I went through many, many years and uh, experiences to become who I am. You see what I mean? And I was really lucky, to be honest. I was really lucky to always have teachers find me, or being taught by people who are willing to involve me in this stuff and show me how I could get better. Obviously, there was talent as well. That's for sure. But there was also a good bit of luck. And see, as you progress through different stages in your magical development, sometimes, and actually in many situations, you will not know what to do. You will not know what to do because you can't. It's impossible. You can't see the entire road ahead. You just can't see the entire road ahead because there are too many variables. There are too many details to know. That's number one. Number two, it's impossible to do all the research and to file stuff away and to at the same time have an overview. That's just not possible. Nobody has that amount of time. Even look, even if you didn't have anything else to do, which is of course ridiculous because you have probably a job and all kinds of different stuff to work on. But even if you didn't have anything else to do and you could dedicate 24 hours of the day to this practice, a lifetime would not be enough. You could make it to 120, you would still not be able to figure that stuff out yourself. Okay. Now, what's out there are usually, I don't know, details, specific currents that are being laid out, but what people are lacking and what prevents people from actually having success with the witchcraft and with the occult is they don't have an overview. They don't understand where to begin and where to start and where it's supposed to end. They don't have the overview because they don't have good teachers. You see, and if there's anything, I'm a very good teacher. You see, I'm a very, very good teacher. So, see, if you want to spend the least amount of time and making the biggest breakthroughs and progress the fastest, you need to find somebody who can show you how to do that. Okay, hold on, my phone's about to die. You need somebody who can show you the way, who can guide you essentially. Okay, that's the key. So, hold on, got some comments here. And this is exactly what this new thing, Magic Mentor, is all about. See, you don't want to waste your life trying to trying to find things. Okay, you want somebody to lay it out for you. Okay, I mean that's really the only way to actually get to the goal where you can become better at this stuff. Okay, where you actually can become a powerful magician. Okay, see, there are a lot of YouTubers out there, a lot of them, you know, but their knowledge is very fractional, if that makes sense. Okay, they have knowledge about, I don't know, a specific aspect of it. Okay, but you need a broad understanding. You need somebody that can show you how things interconnect. Okay, this is the only thing where you can actually make things work. See, now one of my teachers, I have many teachers, but one of my first teachers, he told me magic is only as alive as the sorcerer. You see, so what does that mean? It means that the sorcerer, the magician, must be in touch with the energies that they work with. You see, your magic is not about the objects that you have, the implements, your pots, or whatever. It's your connection to the energy, your connection to the energy that makes the magic work. You see, this is also why nobody, man, I get attacked every day, magically, spiritually. But this is also why nobody can fuck with me. This is why nobody can do anything to me because I got an authentic spiritual connection, and I'm not afraid of those people because they don't. Okay? They talk a lot, So the spiritual connection must be transferred over, okay? And you will only get that or know how to use it if somebody shows you how to do it. I had to learn it myself too, I had to learn it. I wasn't born knowing everything that I know. I wasn't born with all the skills that I have. Okay. I had to work for them and I had to listen a lot. I had to take all this information in. So do you know Arabic YouTuber the same you? Because I don't understand everything in English. No, I don't. I don't speak Arabic. No. Bottom line, you need to sign up for Magic Mentor. Okay. The people that are already benefiting from it know that this is the best program there is because it's a daily lesson, a daily profound lesson in magic, spirituality, not just practical stuff, but also mystical stuff. You see, I hardly find people out there that are magicians and mystics at the same time, which is what I am. Okay, I'm a magician, extremely powerful sorcerer, the top of the food chain. I'm nobody can fuck with me, guaranteed. But at the same time, I'm a mystic. You know, at the same time, I understand the interconnectedness of things. You see, a lot of people are just ignorant, and when you look at what they say from the standpoint of what actually is the case and how spirits actually operate and how spirit works, it's a little bit ridiculous to listen to what they have to say because they make it about ego. It's not about ego. It's not about ego. It is about an authentic connection to spirit, and then you can work the energy, and the energy works through you. So it goes both ways. You know, it goes both ways. Now, one of my favorite teachers, he was, I mean, he actually died in 2015. He was an old Jewish man, an expert in the Kabbalah. Okay, and I mean, it wasn't really a intense training that he was giving me. He was more or less teaching me by having conversations with me. It was it was never called a training, but for the amount of time that I knew this man, for around we were good friends for 3 months. Okay, I mean, sorry, 3 years, 3 years, and once in a while I would visit him, have a cup of coffee, and we would play chess. You know, and he was retired. He didn't have a family, and for some reason he liked me. For some reason he liked me. I actually got to know him in an occult bookstore. You know, I was like, that's so interesting. This old man. Well, he was wearing a kippah. Okay, he was wearing this a religious. I mean, it's a religious sign, right? A thing that Jews wear. But he wasn't that orthodox, really. He was more like a. He was an occultist, but he was also Jewish. But never mind. People find their balance, right? And I got to know him in this occult bookstore, where and he was looking at, I think, a copy of the Lemigeton. Yeah, he was looking at the copy of the Lemigeton. I was asking him about. I mean, we got to talk about it. It was like, and I asked him, "Aren't you like religious? Aren't you Jewish?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." But he said, "Son, there are more things to this world than what do you say? There's more to spirituality than religion." That's what he told me. It's quite profound, huh? And we got to talk, blah blah blah, and we had a long discussion. Then he was like, let's go sit down somewhere." And then we became friends, and I would visit him like, I don't know, whenever I felt like it. I would call him up whenever I didn't want to deal with other people, whenever I wouldn't want to talk to my friends and whatnot, or whenever I had enough of my girlfriend. And to be honest, looking back, I think I always visited him because this guy had such a wisdom, but at the same time, he had a great sense of humor. He always made me laugh. You know, he always made me laugh about life. So I have a tendency as a person, and my person, I'm a Scorpio ascendant. I'm a Scorpio, ascendant, and my personality is kind of like really heavy. Also, I got Saturn ascendant with my Scorpio ascendant. That makes it even like heavier. Like I'm always brooding. Oh, like existential thoughts. If I was like a philosopher, be something like Nietzsche. Nietzsche is, by the way, had the same astrological combination as me. You know, so that's kind of like the person I am. If I'm left to my own devices, I get very, very brooding. I get very deep and profound, but I get also very brooding. And that has a tendency to make you feel a little bit heavy. Okay. I mean, there is a side to me that is very fun loving and light and all that, but I'm an occultist. What could I say? I look at the profound mysteries of existence. And at that time I thought that you had to be very, very serious when you do that. you know but he taught me that there is a different approach. But anyways, whenever I would call him, he was like, yeah, come over, son, and then we would have a game of chess and a cup of coffee. you know uh Man, how did I come up with him, man? Or how did I remember him? Let me see. I don't even remember why I remembered this guy, but oh yeah. Well, he taught me something very, very profound about the Egyptian medical system, actually. Just I was talking about balance, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, yeah. I think he showed me a lot about balance. And listen, there's this crazy man. There's so many memories. I'm sorry, man. I try to talk, but there are so many memories coming in right now as I'm looking into this stuff. There was this one, and I was specifically feeling heavy that day. Okay, I was like, something is off. I was in a funk, and I couldn't get myself out of it. So usually visiting him would totally kick me out of it. I would be happy and blissful, and then could continue my shit. But this time it didn't really work that way. Okay, I was sitting there and I was still brooding, still brooding, still brooding. We were playing chess. He would crack some jokes. I couldn't laugh. I just couldn't laugh. I was just sitting there, and he's like, "Hey, I got something for you. I got something for you." So he went to one of his bookshelves. This old man with this long beard, and you know went over to his bookshelf and pulled out a book, and that had some crazy symbols on it. I've never seen symbols like that after and or before that. And I honestly don't know what kind of current they were from. I don't know what kind of book that was. I don't know how old that book was. It was just quite fascinating. And he opened the book and pulled out a single page with the sigil on it, or a mandala. You could say a mandala, beautiful. It had like um, four sides to it, and it was upright, you know, and it had the most fascinating pattern in between there. And he told me, "You need this. Go to work with it." Uh, that was actually the last day I saw him, because after that, he died. But I took that symbol and I scryed into it while I was meditating. Scryed into it while I was meditating, and I knew that what was going to happen would probably resolve what I was in. but I didn't know what would happen. Okay, so I don't know if you know how it's like, what it's like if you astral travel somewhere or project your consciousness somewhere else. But I was scrying into the symbol, and my whole environment changed, and I was seeing an environment that was a little bit green, but for the most part, it had desert around it. Kind of like what ancient Egypt must have looked like a couple thousand years back. Okay. The Sahara Desert wasn't always as dry as it is right now. It had a lot of green back then. So I was reawoken in this environment, and in the distance, I saw like this massive figure, but it had the shape of Thoth. Okay? You've probably seen Thoth. Okay, if not, just Google him. But it was Thoth with a staff in the distance. I don't know, 20 feet tall, 30 feet tall, and he was using sounds to lift up the massive stones, and he was constructing the pyramids. He was building the pyramids. He was building the pyramids through his voice. You know. Now, anyways, at one point, then he noticed me, and I was just dumbfounded. I didn't know what to say. This is just incredible. What's going on here? And he's like, right in my head, there, and then I hear this voice, and he says, "You know our language, don't you?" Like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. I just got here at an accident, and well, and he says, "No, no, no, you do know our language." And then there was something transferred over, some beam of energy, and then I was back here. Now that was a trip, I'm telling you. I still got this mandala. Never shared it with anyone before. I probably won't. I couldn't give it back to my friend because he's not here anymore. But I'm glad that he shared that with me. So essentially, what I learned in that experience was that uh, the language of the gods is the language of vibration, frequency, sounds, stuff like that. Now that opened up something in my practice and in my mind. Gave me a deeper understanding of what we're actually doing. I mean, a lot of these things are not easy to put into words or to verbalize when it comes to magic. How do you explain an experience that you have in spirit and that gives you three to four, five, six, seven different layers of meaning? There's the superficial experience, but there's another level of the experience, and another level, another level, another level. Our perception is so deep, the subconscious can take in so much at the same time. So uh, it really takes somebody that's very good at verbalizing this stuff, and I think I am. And I think I am 100%. Your videos are pretty good, though. Yeah, my videos are actually amazing, my friend. If you haven't had the chance to compare yet, man, listen. So what I'm saying is there's look, I could give you hundreds and thousands of experiences, my spiritual experiences. I don't know what do you want to know? What do you want to hear? The many times where I had poltergeist experiences, the many times where I performed exorcisms myself, the times when I was working with the Catholic Order of Exorcists, the many times I was present when the craziest things would happen in terms of possession, where people would actually like you would see things from you would see things in a movie usually, yeah. Things that you would see in a movie would actually happen in real life. Okay. Now, Why and why am I teaching now? Because I had there wasn't really a necessity to do that. But let me tell you, or there was a necessity, but I didn't necessarily plan to do that. I was basically just living my life, practicing magic. But then I got in contact with certain people, and they told me that they had never met anyone with my level of skill and abilities when it comes to magic. And these people knew a lot of people. And I agree, of course, my stuff is quite amazing what I'm capable of doing and how I'm able to teach and transfer that to other people is unique because it is my destiny, you see. But it took me a while to realize that teaching the occult is actually my purpose, you know. This is what I do. So I started teaching online, and rather recently I realized that we need something different. Yeah. I have a lot of programs. I have a lot of uh, courses out there, but there are still people who, for some reason, can't afford it. Uh, see, I could give a shit, really. I could give a shit because it really doesn't affect me. I can already do this stuff. I can do a ritual. I can take control over my life with one ritual. I have a problem. I call up the spirits and let them handle it, or I handle it myself magically. So my life is under my control. But see, it's not just about me. It's not just about me. Okay? I know what's going to happen to me after death. I know I have a connection to spirit. I have a meaningful existence. And with that, of course, the magical skills to, you know, never have to feel powerless again. I can take control over anyone. Any problem can be handled with the right magical skills. You see? So the real reason is that I live in a society and I'm part of a race in humanity that is, and when I say race, I mean the human race, that is just very, very much out of balance. You know, very much out of balance. And you can see that every day. We are not living up to our potential. And our potential, I've seen it in the future. Many of those spirits and gods have shown me. Our potential is in the stars. We're supposed to be traveling amongst the stars. We're supposed to be an enlightened race that travels into other galaxies, other star systems, and helps less developed, you know, less developed species evolve. Okay. And the occult is actually a big part of that, believe it or not, because a growth in consciousness will come through this, through the occult. You know, if you want to change the world, you got to change how people think. If you want to change the world, you got to change how people interact with the world, and that can only happen through a change in understanding of self. And nothing can give you that except the occult, except magic. Okay, so I've decided to make my stuff extremely accessible. Okay, now of course my other stuff that is more expensive, of course it is better. 100% it's better because I got to give people better stuff if they pay me more. I mean, I think that makes sense, right? And you know, up until recently, I refused to give the freeloaders anything, really. You know, look, I have very, very strong convictions. Let me tell you that I have strong convictions. And I guess, you know, looking at my life and how it went, and you heard a little bit about it now, you can probably understand why I am the person that I am, why I have such strong convictions, why I have such strong beliefs, and why I'm not afraid of anything or anyone. Nobody can fuck with me. Okay. And those that tried, one by one by one by one, all of them that tried, they regretted it. The point is this. I usually keep my stuff at a certain price, which is still way too low for what I deliver. Okay, but I keep it at a certain price because it will attract the wrong crowd. I recently did an event that was so low, that had such a low price, but that comes with the, with the price comes a certain territory. There were people that tried to scam me, or they tried to do all kinds of shitty stuff. Okay, and that's the level of person that you get when you drop the prices very, very low. You see, and I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with people like that. However, at the same time, I understand that some people may be not able to afford $100 a month. You know, I get that. Or I believe you. Some people might not be able to afford that. So, what is the greatest value that I can give for the lowest amount of money? That's the thought that I had, and I came up with this: daily videos, daily mentoring for $40 a month. That is less than $1.40 every single day, and everybody can afford that. If you're watching this, you can afford that. If not, you're a fucking liar. Okay, so go to grailoftheserpent.com, magic mentor info, and sign up for this program to get daily video lessons that take you from wherever you're at to the highest level. I got a question today: where can advanced magicians benefit from this? Well, people always think they're so advanced, right? Well, listen, the basics are always important. Okay? The basics, everybody benefits from the basics. And yeah, of course, Magic Mentor starts with the basics, but it takes you into the highest levels for sure. And the real value that you're getting is daily teachings. How do you become something? How do you become something? Let's say you want to become a bodybuilder. What would you pay to be with K Green? Let's say you want to become a professional bodybuilder. What would you pay to spend every single day with K Green, or to even just have 15 minutes with K Green on a daily basis? You would pay a high fucking price. What if you wanted to become a billionaire? Okay. How much would you pay to spend 15 minutes a day with Elon Musk? A couple minutes a day. Well, you probably couldn't afford it, right? No. Yeah. Let's say you wanted to become an A-list actor. How much would you spend to get trained by Leonardo DiCaprio every day for 15 minutes? Okay. Now, I'm those guys in my field. Do you understand that? Whatever field you got in mind right now, the highest level, that's me in witchcraft and the occult and magic. Okay. So you right now have the opportunity. You right now have the opportunity to get mentored by me, to get daily teachings from me. You see? And what always surprises me? No, I'm not even gonna get into that. So what I'm saying is you gotta go to realoftheserpent.com/magic mentor info. Sign up for daily lessons from me. Okay. Highest level occult teaching. You know, you don't want to be like people wasting their time, right? Are you? How much value do you put on your life? How much value do you put on this stuff? Now, obviously, you value your spirituality and the occult and your magical knowledge very highly. Otherwise, you wouldn't be on here, right? That's the proof. You're here, so you value magical wisdom. And you can get it now when you go to grailoftheserpent.com, magic mentor info. Okay. I highly recommend that you sign up now. Okay. I never said that it's going to be available forever. I never said that. Okay. Now it's going to be ongoing, it's going to be running forever. But I never said I let people sign up forever. Okay. So let me go into the questions now. What's this? I signed up and watched my first lesson. It's the beginning of a life-changing journey. Get it, guys? Yes, get it. You are not Leonardo DiCaprio, are you? Jack Willis. Yeah, funny, bro. That's really funny. I'm already on. That is the truth, though. Very good content of magic. Yes. Thank you very much, Frank White. I've been waiting for this very exact moment. I will be signing up this Friday. Yeah, you should. It's just like renting. It's just like when renting or buying a home. The better areas have higher prices to keep out certain types of individuals. Exactly. You shouldn't have to explain why to anyone. I respect the price. Well, thank you very much for saying that. And I agree 100%. But I want to make it accessible to anybody. You know, just want to make it. Of course, I have other programs that are more expensive, but Magic Mentor, I wanted to give out at that price. Can you suggest a Luciferian coven in New York City? Listen, the many or not many times, but the times I visited New York City, no, I can't. I can't really recommend a Luciferian coven there. You know, it's rare to find someone that will give and lay out this information the way you do. Thanks, Frank. I don't know, New York. Hey, I'm not gonna hate or anything, but I wouldn't want to live in New York. It's too too much for me. Too busy. Too busy. Hey, Frank White. I was laying down in bed. I seen a vision and received insight. Words of wisdom came to me. Is that my higher self? Also, after a dream, I received insights on problems in my real life. Yeah, could be. Hey, everyone. Okay, in the same way. Thank you so much for sharing your personal story. It's inspiring. I am a Scorpio as well. Okay. What do you say to people who say magic is an illusion? I don't talk to them. Why would I try to convince them? Why would I try to convince them? There's this one video that I did a couple years ago, and I said that my life is so much easier because most people don't believe in magic. It is, you know, it's the truth, you know. If because most people don't believe in magic, it makes you more powerful. You understand? There's a power differential. You know that, and they don't, and there you go. For the most part, people are sheep. They're fucking idiots, bro. Why don't do you even listen to people? They have no clue about the first thing. They don't even understand themselves, their own minds. You know what their minds do to them? They have zero control over it. If you saw a person doing this to themselves constantly, you would be like, this guy is sick, he's out of control. But this is what most people are doing with their own minds. They're slapping themselves in the face, they're hurting themselves with their own. And then you listen to people that have zero control over their own minds. They don't even understand themselves, you see? So why the fuck would I give anything on their opinion? I don't care. I don't give a shit what people say. Magic is not real. Well, okay, good for you. All right, go ahead. Live your miserable fucking life. Pathetic. I'm glad you do and realize that there might be people that are honest and nice, but they really can't afford it. Yeah, yeah. I'm sure that exists, yeah. But that's why you got Magic Mentor. Yeah. It's rare to find someone that will give and lay out the session the way you do. Thanks, Frank. Yeah, you're welcome. Many more questions. Let's see. Can mantras be in English and not need to be in a foreign language? They can be in English, yes. I am formally committing to your program next Thursday. I'm excited. Yeah, that's good. That would be today. Okay, well, I'll wrap it up now. Once again, you want to take advantage of this? You want to take advantage of this. I mean, what else can I say here? I think the best image is really this. The top person in any field, sports, basketball, football, whatever your favorite sport is, if you have one, you know, the highest professional at that level, your favorite actor, the best actor in the world, the highest paid actors in the world, scientists, whatever there, entrepreneurs, investors, the highest level in their field, that is me in magic and the occult and witchcraft, you see? So you right now have the opportunity to get mentored by me. Daily lessons for only $40, okay? $40 a month. $1.40 a day, okay? So go to grailoftheserpent.com/magicmentorinfo and get the fuck on this program and sign up, okay? What else can I say? Let's do it. Okay, talk soon. Where can we ask questions? Whatever. I'm not gonna answer this.